I'm 21 and I'm from Alameda and I'm drinking on some tequila.
For sure. My name is Yasmin. I'm 22, soon to be 23.
Hey.
I'm also drinking on tequila and what is it? Orangina.
Cheers. Get that
Good.
Orangina.
I'm Trayvon. I'm 26. I'm from San Francisco and I'm smoking and I drink.
I'm Thomas. I'm 22. I'm from Castro Valley and I'm drinking.
My name is Henry. I'm 22. I'm from San Francisco and I'm crossed.
I'm Janie. I'm 22 and I'm from Alameda and I'm going to be smoking today.
I'm Marcus. I'm from Richmond and I'll be smoking today.
Hello, my name is Mako. I'm 22 years old from Oakland, California, and I'm going to be smoking.
Well, I'm Max, 22, from Alameda, and I've been drinking tonight.
My mom got COVID, but don't tell nobody. But
Because I feel like hella people are embarrassed.
Yeah, but she was fine. She was just super low energy, but she made it through.
Actually, my boy is his mom caught COVID-19, but we strong. So she came back from it. She quarantined for 2 weeks and it was nothing. She literally couldn't taste. She said for a week and 3 days.
It sucks, but it's not something that we were super scared about.
My friends, girlfriends, family, they all tested positive for COVID. I think some of her family passed away. Yeah.
There is one person that I know who had it, but at the time that he had it, he didn't know that that's what it was. But regardless, he quarantined himself, and his symptoms were really mild. For him, it was kind of just a severe cold. Socially, honestly, there wasn't really any change in my life, especially because I'm a homebody. When everyone was freaking out about staying inside all the time, I was loving it.
I've been seeing my friends a whole lot less.
I feel like it forces me to examine my family and my life at home. And also just being on school on Zoom 24/7.
I feel like I'm not learning as much as I should be.
Shit, it's a lot. I mean,
yeah.
You can't go to the gym. You can't train. Plus, I got an old pop, so, he's serious about COVID. I mean, the nigga wear a gas mask, so, he real serious about it.
A lot of my friends and family didn't work, and same with me. I wasn't working for a long time, but that's probably the biggest effect on me. But no positive results, thankfully.
I lost my job because of COVID.
Once I got laid off in March, I did not know what to do with my time. It was really hard for me to be productive because I just had so much time and nowhere to be, no commitments.
It's affected everything from work to your everyday life. You just can't do what you used to.
Going out and not being able to know how to greet someone. Should I shake their hand? Are they with
what
that?
are we doing?
Everything in 2019, that's all just in the past, and we probably won't see for a cool minute now. So it makes you appreciate what we have right now, because who knows how worse it could get.
This year showed us we've been really unhealthy in a lot of ways.
Just brace yourself, because COVID is only getting worse. It's just about being healthy, watching what you eat, watching what you put in your body, and watching who you're around with.
Part of me wishes that people around here, people in general, still had the fear that we had in the March, because we were freaking out when there were maybe 10 confirmed cases in the East Bay, and now we have thousands and thousands of cases in the East Bay, and people are still going out.
Now at this point, I think it's going to be even harder to get people to get on board with that. If they would have done that from the beginning, I think it would have been a different story. But because they have let us go on about life and continue to open up, a couple weeks ago, we had the indoor restaurants open up, we had piercing shops, we had tattoo shops, we had all this shit opening up, and now they're saying now that they want to shut us back down again. They're going to get a pushback from people from that.
The point for prevention is over, and we have to deal with it, mitigate the consequences and try to get done with it as fast as we can. But like, it's part of everyone's life right now. We are in the midst of it. We are the generation that's like catching the brunt of it in a sense.
And is going to deal with the consequences in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? There has to be.
Black people have been hunted since the birth of this country.
But like, you know, the police were made to basically capture escaped slaves to protect property. They were made to protect property, and that back then that meant, you know, slaves as well.
And nothing has changed.
I just want to make it a point for people to understand that, like, police brutality is not like an exception. It's just not one like string within like that department. It's like police brutality is the police. Like, police are here to do one thing, and that's protect capital and money and all that, and period.
I used to go to this program. It was called the Evening Recreation Center, the ERC. One day, I was told to take the train to the ERC. And the T used to get off right there on Crusader, right across the street from the ERC. When I got off the train, there was like some report of a light-skinned dude with a black hoodie, a little probate hoodie, which everybody wore. It was like the fucking style in San Francisco. I got off the train. I was wearing a little hoodie. I had it like halfway over my head, and you feel me? Like, I was light-skinned. I guess somebody had like did some gunshots at the time. I literally got off the train, and about like 13 cops had their guns on me telling me to get on the floor. Now, here we know how Crusader is. It's dirty as fuck. I ain't getting on no fucking floor. My goddamn jacket was brand new. I just spent $7 on the hoodie. I ain't getting on the floor. I'm 15. $7 is a lot of fucking money. So I'm telling them I'm not getting on the floor. You know, they pressing me with guns and shit. And the only reason why they stopped me was because I was light-skinned dude in a probate hoodie.
Being targeted for no reason. I have family members and am very close with people who experience systemic racism.
This is not just some 2020, oh my God, like, you know, like, I think that's known, but it needs to be reiterated. That's
really just the truth, bro. Racism exists. Niggas die by the police every day.
Why are certain people making it to the news? Like, why are we hearing these certain names? And like, God rest their souls, but it's like, think about this shit, you know what I'm saying?
If we were to question the police in general, I would put it this way. It was Marcus Aurelius, the last Roman leader, the Roman emperor, but don't quote me, said absolute power corrupts absolutely. And if we think about the amount of power we give to every police officer, not to just like say that they're all bad people, but the job itself is a corrupt being.
As a child, like, one of my first like memories, like, I was a kid, I was like 2 years old. I remember I used to live in West Oakland, and like I was out shopping with my mom, and I seen a police officer, and I said, I'm scared. Like, I told my mom I'm scared, and I like was holding on to her. I was like, I don't want to go over there. Like, I don't want to be near the police officer. Like, no, I don't want to do that. That is very telling that as a child, I was frightened. I was scared. I only knew bad things about these people. I didn't know them to be my protectors, which is what society wants us to believe.
That kind of mentality of who they are here for is still present. Who they are here to protect, and who they are here to make feel safe.
During COVID, like, people in hospitals didn't even have the proper PPE, but police had all this equipment against protesters that were peacefully protesting.
I don't think that they need to show up to protests in riot gear. I don't think that they need to do that. And I would like to see that money that went into them being able to do that, I would like to see that put somewhere else.
Hey, y'all better have some fucking guns. Y'all say defund the police. Shit, 95% of you niggas is 911 calling niggas. I ain't saying fund the police. I'm just saying, if you say defund the police, Better have your gun ready.
My whole like mantra and agenda is get the whole thing out. But if you really see it from the surface level, they want to defund the police like basically so much and try to like fund things for like the people.
Wanted to reallocate that money to more community-based services, things like mental health services, social services, people that would be more inclined to deal with specific situations than police, because we kind of use police as like a catch-all responder to every single situation that we have. Any situation that doesn't fall under the command of like the fire department or something like that, like the police deal with it.
Not defund it, because if we want better policing, we have to fund it more, because funding or change takes funding. Like, you need money to make change. It's a fucked up part of our world, but you need money to make change.
Defunding the police is making sure we have what we need before we're giving all this money away. Just try to think of new ways. If this is what your community is asking for, just try it.
People who provide food and shelter and stuff like that, because a lot of like crime, they stem from a need for shelter, food, very basic things that people don't have access to. And if we gave more money to those areas, it's very likely that we would see less crime. You know, the police would have less of a job to do.
With this whole pandemic, people were staying home. We got to see more people in the streets protesting than we've probably ever seen. I mean, maybe like civil rights movement and shit, but since then, in our lifetime, definitely. Even some of the protests like I participated in with Amaya, people were saying at the protest, I'm so glad this pandemic is going on, because I would normally be at work. I would not be able to make it to a 12 o'clock, a 2 o'clock, anything before 6 p.m. I would not be able to make it to this protest. And people don't want to be outside protesting at night, and I don't blame them for that shit. It was truly beautiful to see people in like France and Europe and all these other places standing with us, like being like, oh, they protesting what's going on over there, like we're gonna stand with them. Like that was crazy. That was amazing to see.
Police brutality isn't just, like I said, an exception to this country. It's a worldwide thing, and I think once people start like looking at the patterns and putting pieces together, it'll start to make sense.
As long as you're given power, it's about the power you're given. And I get what Henry say. Nowadays, it's all about that dollar. So the power you given is about the dollar you given. So when it comes to defunding somebody, to take the power is to take the money.
Yeah, I voted.
I did not vote.
Yes.
But yeah, I voted Green Party.
I definitely voted Democratic.
Fuck no.
I did vote.
No.
I didn't vote because you had a fucking option between a racist and a pedophile.
I would never vote for Trump, but Biden is the less evil. But it's still fucked up because I want the whole system out.
Voted for Biden. I just couldn't do it.
4 more years? No. No.
Yeah, I definitely voted because we needed some change.
I understand the whole Democratic two-party system. Like, it's very fucked up. You're choosing between the lesser of two evils, and I do understand that mindset.
But when it comes to the lesser the latter, people don't realize America has the option of nothing. People are scared of that option, but that's what we have, and that's what makes America dope as fuck, is we have the option to say, nah, I don't believe in none of you niggas. Let me go ahead and switch this up.
I wasn't even gonna vote, period, except for local elections. That's just because I don't, like you were saying, like the two-party system. But I didn't want to vote just because I felt like that is like something I need to pay forward to people that fall for this shit.
In a lot of ways, like I feel like it's so easy for me to vote that I would be doing a disservice to not do it.
My reason for not voting is not, I don't have a reason. That's just the thing. Like, I don't have a reason for not voting. I also know that, like, me choosing not to vote, for whatever reason, is a privilege. I know that there are some people where, whether or not they vote, like, it could really make a difference in their lives.
This is the reason why I voted, is because for me, I don't know who to attribute this to, but I heard like I don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
I heard that in the game called, my brother made me play it with the Nazis, but they said I don't want to be on the wrong side of history. Medal of Honor, bro. But here's the truth. Who's the wrong side of history in 2020?
Well, okay, so
If both sides is wrong.
why are you out of frame?
Henry just said the realest nigga shit. If both sides is wrong, whose side is you really on, bro?
Honestly and truthfully, I don't expect much from Biden. Like I said, I really voted for him just so that Trump was not in office.
I just want people to keep protesting and keep these community efforts going. I just want to keep building with people.
I like how I've seen a lot of people over this past summer. They've been very involved with like community work, community support, different kinds of like more localized support groups, political groups and stuff.
It's good and all that our president is democratic. I feel like his main priority should be climate change. To get there, you have to get through all forms of racism, and I think that's a good thing because that doesn't take it off our minds. Like, climate change is important, but it's also intertwined with that topic. So it's just all connected.
As far as political changes, we're not gonna see much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially where we live, we not finna see much. We just finna see a bunch of bullshit you want to see on TV, and that's really what it is about right now, because it's about social media and TV.
Do I trust our government? Like, do I trust its? No.
Yeah.
Like, do I trust it's doing what it's supposed to be doing? No. Do I trust the people who are running it are doing what they're supposed to be doing? No.
If you trust the government, you're a little naive. You're a little, just a little
I don't trust
bit.
them with anything with my life. I don't trust them with none of that shit.
Like, they're definitely lying to us about a lot of shit, but I'm also on that line of like bitches that think everything's a conspiracy theory, like point blank period. Like, I'm just like,
To an extent, like, yeah. I mean, our state government, when it comes to like coronavirus things, like mask mandates, no indoor dining, stuff like that. Like, yeah, like I believe they're doing the right thing. I believe that like California, for the most part, is following the advice of like scientists, medical practitioners, which is good. It's not what the federal government's doing. On a lot of other things, do I trust them? I feel like a lot of it's motivated out of self-interest. I feel like they're working for a party that, or a group of people that me or my family does not fall into.
Instinctively, no, I don't. But sometimes you just don't have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do not have a choice. But I think a lot about how, you know, on the federal level, on the state level, on the local level, we are a capitalistic society. And no matter what party, no matter what group, no matter what faction, there's always going to be people who are doing things in the interest of themselves, you know, gaining financially.
My life lesson is, for sure, be optimistic, because you never really know what path you set up for. Sometimes shit happens in unexpected ways, man. So always look at the life glass half full.
My life lesson: be in acceptance, not agreeance. You don't have to agree with anybody, but you have to agree, or you have to accept who they are.
I learned a lot about myself, and I hope a lot of people also took that time and learned about themselves. It made me really reevaluate what I want to do with my life and like how I want to help people and the simple little things I can do to help people.
Trying to cherish like this life as hard as it can be and as hard as it's been. Like, just trying to do what you can do, but like not beating up on yourself, just being yourself, and like just trying to love as much as you can, because being human in this reality that the United States of America has created for us, it's real and it's very detrimental. And like, I think it's so important for people to come back to themselves and be like, I'm here on this earth for another reason, and I'm not here to fulfill anyone else's purpose. Your happiness is what matters.
Happiness is key. No, for real. Like, your own personal happiness is
And
definitely
good.
over
Yes.
all that shit.
I think the phrase I'm taking into 2021 is to be kind, because you don't know what difference you're going to make in someone's day, especially how things are going nowadays. You know, you could really make someone's day by a little thing you say or a little thing you do for someone. So be kind in 2021 is going to be my motto.
I can do anything. Just show me how. Basically.
I just gotta keep trying my best. Do what I can to the best of my ability. And if that doesn't come with the results that I want, then that's okay. Things aren't always gonna turn out the way that you want them to, and that's okay.
I guess this year really reminded me how quickly things can go from like worrying about school, work, relationships, stuff like that. How quickly things can go from that to like worrying about survival. So right now, my baseline is like, when I wake up every day, am I gonna keep my family safe? Am I gonna keep myself safe? It just reminds me like how quickly things can go to shit